Are you happy to see me? Are you happy to see me? Come on, are you happy to see me? Come on, honestly, are you happy to see me? Okay, for installing this fuel pump, the first thing I like to do is you'll notice I weld a washer on top where I'm going to install the pump. Now, the reason for the washer being welded there is the metal is quite thin. So when you try to use a hole saw that has like a guide drill in it, it'll walk and it'll just cut right through this metal basically. So I weld a washer on there. This is a head washer that the drill bit or guide bit basically fits perfectly into. By doing this, it's nice and sturdy. It doesn't walk around. It cuts a nice clean hole. Okay, so as you saw in the pictures, basically it's just the hole saw, and then I weld the little washer just so that the guide on the hole saw right there. So the guide on it, that's what the idea of welding the washer is for. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the holes. Now, the holes, you want to check this first. Where do you want the outlet ports or the in and out port? Which way do you want them to point? Now, this is an oval window tank, so here's a filler, and that would be driver's side, passenger side, front of vehicle, back of vehicle. And then typically most people will do the little holes over here for the bulkhead fittings right here on the flat part that goes around the tank right here for the in and out of the fuel. And then they'll come over to here. So you could come out and then have to make a curve. It might be a little goofy, a little weird twisting the lines, but it's just nicer just to go straight towards it. So as you can see, I got my lines. You see I'm coining at this corner, which is just a square around it we've made with the tape just to protect it. Then the next thing I'm going to do is actually lay a piece of tape directly across, try to put it in between these two holes, and tape this down in position so that when I do the hole punch, it doesn't suddenly rotate or move on me. Now the neat thing is with this is when you use your little hole punch, oh, where's mine? Here it is in my pocket. I'm using this guy right here, which is a spring-loaded one. It basically as it pushes through. But you'll notice that if I put it through here, it actually sticks out the other side. So when I put it down, it's going to blink, it's going to hit. So let me put this on there, let me tape it, and let me do my 6 little holes here. Let's get it lined up. There you go. And then I'm going to take this guy here and just do a, oh yeah, I'm going to do a couple of them. Steel's pretty hard. Hopefully I can see that. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Get out of my way, come on. So there's our marks. I'll take a little tiny drill bit first. I didn't even take a punch. Just give me a, well, actually I can feel it. It's pretty good. They're pretty, yeah, they're totally a lot deeper than it looks. Let's drill some holes. Okay, so there's the finished look. Now what I'm going to do is take the porting bit, I'm just going to go underneath and hit all this here. Take the deburr tool, take this top edge off, and then hit each one of these holes just to get rid of the ledge there. Didn't really push through, I made sure I wasn't pushing as much as I was cutting, so it's not as bad underneath. Very important when you're doing this and you're cleaning up, you want to make sure it's roughly about, I would say probably 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. That's 2:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. would be the best time to do this. And you'll see why. It's kind of loud. It's really loud. And I'll just go around the top. You can see there's a little bit of a ledge there. And I just want to let you know this is purely for the camera. I was going to say phone, but that wouldn't make sense. Purely for the camera, because I ain't doing anything, because I can't push down hard enough, because I need my other hand to hold it, but instead I'm holding the frickin' phone. Alright, phone's going off. Okay, there we go, all deburred. You're not going to cut yourself on this now. And it's all smooth up top here. Let me try to get no ledge. And there's no ledge underneath no more, so All right, let's drop it in. Yes, of course I'm going to clean it out. I'm going to take it and blow it out and clean it all out. Then we're going to drop it in. Okay, let's do that. All right, then take a measurement. In this case, it looks like it is just under 11 and a half. I'm going to say that's kind of hard to tell, but right there you go. 4/8? What is 4/8? Half, you dummy. Yeah, I'm going to say, right, just about half. Just a hair under. Okay, this is the part where I try really hard to confuse you. So our original measurement was 11 and just under a half. So with the pump, here, just so you know, that line, 10 inch. 10 inch. With the pump in place, here's pump, so pretty. With the pump in place, so that the bottom of the pump with the filter is still going to be about 1/4 inch off the bottom of the tank. I've already done the measurement, so when you put the filter on here, the filter is going to be sitting up about 1/4 inch off the bottom. Now, the filter is going to expand. The filter membrane, if it's touching fluid, it can suck it up in. I got it in the vise there, and then you can see where I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to use my little cut-off wheel, and I say little because look how small that wheel is. That thing's done. I mean, look how much room it's got. It's got a long ways. But I'm going to cut that off, take away any shrapnel that might fly, and then I can cut the hose. For those of you that are always scared about putting in-tank pumps, oh, I don't want to put the in-tank pump, and what if we put it in and it doesn't work? Well, you can check the pump before you install it. You should see less than 1 ohm of resistance. So I have a little ohm meter here, and there the wires are bouncing around, but there you go. So this thing's 0.4 ohm, so you should see 1 ohm or less. If you're over 1 ohm, that's a lot of resistance. That means usually the pump's bad, or you got other issues. It's probably going to trip the relay on the injection unit, so that might have problems. But there you go. You could do that first. Squashes that argument, huh? Crazy. In the kit, you will not believe what I found. This was in there with 1/8. Not drugs, no. A 1/8 pipe plug. Yeah. A 1/8. Okay, with my pump held in position where I measured it, as you can see, I've marked my hose. Gave her a little snippety snip snip. Don't forget to put your clamp on. Now you're going to grab your heat gun.
Get me so hot. Can't help myself. I gotta step back. Getting in the hot tub.
Sorry. Eddie Murphy, James Brown impression. Done by yours truly. Get her nice and soft. That's the secret. So somewhere right around there. Let's try to put this down. Grabbing the pump. Sorry, I can't do it all at the same time. I gotta put you down. But don't worry, I'm thinking about you. There you go. I shoved it in. I can slide the clamp down, tighten her up. Put this up against here. Where did my clamp go? My big clamp. There we go. And then I got my big clamp, and it's a 2 1/4 I'm using. There you go, 2 1/4, or 38 to 57 millimeter. A number 28. Hey, there you go, didn't know. Okay, so the clamp is on. I got the big clamp on. It's just sitting extra. I'm gonna snip that off. And then I got plugged my terminal in. Don't forget to do that. That'd really suck. And then it felt really tight, so just pay attention that you don't push the terminals up out of it when you push the clip in, just in case. So just check them. And then I heated up this guy and put a little bend in it, as you can see, and then cut it the 45 they ask. And just to keep it away, so it's not going to be spraying right at the inlet on the pump. So it's not going to be sitting right on top of the filter. So, all right, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm putting the bolts in. I'm putting the last one in. You can see the little bevel here. Now, I like to do is just get them a little wet. That's just a little bit of engine oil. So there. And the reason for is I've had in the past, I think it was like one of the first ones I did, and halfway through the damn thing started welding itself to us, and it destroyed the thing because it suddenly welded to the aluminum. So I just put a little bit of oil. That way it just goes in, and you're not putting a lot. It's just so you get some sort of lubricant there, just so you're not building that friction. So once you get the C-ring pushed up through, you slide the gasket on, and that kind of holds it in place now. Now you can drop your pump in. After you drop the pump in, you're going to put the little green O-rings and then start tightening the nuts. It's that simple. It only took, what, 30 seconds to do all this? A minute in video? 2 hours? Real life? So what we're going to do is take the filter, start feeding it in there, and then feed the other part, or drop the pump in, then feed that part in, and bolt it up. Alright, I got to put the little washers on in the nuts, but just so you can see inside, there you go. And it makes it look like this tank is like 10 feet tall. It's not. There you go. Oh, it's having a hard time focusing. Focus, focus. There we go. Alright, let's put the washers and nuts on. Or O-rings and nuts. Okay, so we got the little O-rings sitting on there. Let's put the nuts on. I'm going to put those right there. Let's keep going. Come on. Tightening lug nuts. Voila. Okay, so here's the finished product. Now this is an oval window gas tank, and I hope this helped you with your installation. But if you don't want to try this, no problem. We offer these tanks with the pumps installed on the website. Check them out. All right, everybody, have fun. Bye-bye. Why you keep licking your lips? Are you going to kiss me? Oh, you want to kiss me? Give me a kiss. All right, just so everybody knows, I'm tricking her. You thought she was happy to see me. No, it was a bone.